Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. My name is Kimchica and I'm here with an IndieWatch, a curated list of 10 indie games that have all released this month of July. I feel like July has gone by so quickly, and that is just enhanced by the fact that there are so many incredible indie games coming out. Even this week alone, I feel like there have been so many announcements. So yay for the indie game industry just going strong. So again, as I mentioned earlier, this list is of 10 indie games that have been released this month of July, or released by the end of this month, and these are games that have caught my eye, so I hope you enjoy them, and I hope you find something you like. So let's jump into it. Tech Corp. Step aside, Zuckerberg, Gates, and Musk. It's time for a new tech company to take the reins. In Tech Corp, a management sim that moves through the early 90s and beyond, you've got to figure out how to run your very own tech company. Like most sims, you'll need to balance hiring help with managing finances, producing just the right products, and creating a sustainable production method, and of course, making the office a fun place to work. Tech Corp is now available in early access on Steam. Break the Game. If you're a fan of games that break the fourth wall, Break the Game is a title that you should probably check out. A narrative platformer, Break the Game intentionally puts you, the player, in the middle of what's happening inside the game. At the start, you meet Kevin, a character stuck in the game itself, and try to help him and a cast of adorable characters break out. Kevin and all of his friends will keep you company as you make your way through this playful title, and while at a few points the pacing can feel a little bit slower, this game is another fun weekend title to jump into if you enjoy this kind of meta when you play. Break the Game was released on July 15th for Steam. Night Call.
You are a taxi driver.
Step into the world of Night Call and you'll find that listening just might be your most useful skill. You're a taxi driver in Paris and there's a serial killer who's on the loose, and perhaps after you. Not only will you need to listen to passengers and suss out any clues that they may pepper into their stories, but you'll have to make sure to manage your day-to-day responsibilities, like earning enough to pay your bills as well. Night Call released on July 17th on Steam and GOG.
Or she'll pin the murders on you. In this non-linear narrative experience designed to be replayable, you can encounter more than 70 characters and find 3 different killers. Among your passengers are 5 suspects, one of them guilty.
Summer Catchers. Take off on a lovely but challenging adventure across a pixel art countryside in Summer Catchers. This is a racing game with a sweet narrative grounding the action. A young girl has never experienced summer before and enlists the help of a funny bear, it's actually a wolf, to obtain a car to begin her journey south. You'll avoid obstacles using a variety of upgrades that you'll have to restock periodically using mushrooms you collect as currency, and collect resources to upgrade your ride. Using upgrades was a bit interesting because you can only select from 3 in your inventory at a time, so there's almost a bit of a deck building, card drawing feel as you're racing as well, which will certainly keep you on your toes. Like any good road trip, a quality soundtrack and beautiful views are essential, and Summer Catchers delivers on both. Tunes are upbeat and fun, and it's a soundtrack I'll definitely listen to outside of the game, and I absolutely loved the whimsical pixel art and fun homages to folklore that you'll find dispersed throughout the forest. Summer Catchers released on July 16th on Steam. Nowhere Profit. Lead your followers safely across a harsh and randomly generated landscape in this tactical deck-building title. In Nowhere Profit, you'll make choices about where your people will travel next, and along the way, you must balance physical resources as well as bolster your people's faith to ensure that they're able to keep up as well as contribute towards the defense of the group. Create decks utilizing your convoy members to fight off attackers, and see if you can make it safely to the fabled crypt, and discover what's inside. Nowhere Profit was released on July 19th on Steam, itch.io, and GOG. Eagle Island. Partner with a helpful and effective bird buddy in Eagle Island, a roguelike where you and your owl, Koji, explore a lush pixel landscape in the hopes of rescuing Ichiro, your other owl companion. The gameplay is simple enough to learn. As you explore, you must use your owl as a weapon, guiding it to the enemies you want to attack. In this way, there's an element of twin-stick shooting. Combined with the platforming and procedurally generated areas, this is a very fun roguelike to spend time in. And there are 3 difficulty levels, so even if this game strikes you initially as intimidating or perhaps not something you'd normally play, I do think it still may be worth a try. There's even a free demo on Steam and on itch.io if you think this may strike your fancy and you do want to give it a shot. Eagle Island released on July 10th on Steam and Nintendo Switch.
Brave your way through millions of levels. Your journey begins on Eagle Island.
Etherborn. In this surreal, beautifully done puzzle game, you'll explore a topsy-turvy world where up and down aren't always the same, but the voice that beckons to you is a constant. You don't have a voice yourself to respond with, so you'll need to explore this world and solve puzzles to find the answers to your questions. The soundtrack for Etherborn is beautiful, and playing with shifting gravity is brain-bending, but it never really crosses that line into frustrating. This is another title that's perfect for a weekend of play, and this is a puzzle game, especially if you're a fan of puzzle games, that I don't think you want to miss out on. Etherborn was released on July 18th on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Steam.
The path to find your own truth is nothing but yours. Rethink gravity.
Elsinore. You may or may not remember the story of Hamlet, the narrative Elsinore is based on, but that's okay. You'll quickly be drawn into this time-looping story with our protagonist, Ophelia, especially if you enjoy visual novels or interactive narratives. As the game begins, Ophelia has a vision, one where everyone in Elsinore Castle ends up dead, so she must use her wits and the ability to manipulate time to change this grisly fate. And with about 11 endings, there are lots of options, twists, and turns for this story to take, and the choices that you do make alter the story in some really interesting and sometimes very subtle ways. As you loop back in time, you'll learn from previous playthroughs and use that to inform your new decisions. And since this is Shakespeare, there is of course going to be a lot of drama. Elsinore released on July 22nd on Steam.
Without losing myself.
Songbird Symphony. This is a game that will really get your toes tapping. Songbird Symphony is a musical platformer about a little burb discovering their origin story. Filled with pixel-perfect artwork and animation, as well as a great sense of humor and soundtrack, Songbird Symphony is one of those games that feels like it's really just designed to bring a smile to your face as you play, and it will do that so wonderfully. Created with rhythm mechanics that will even keep practiced rhythm game players on their toes, the game also includes a lot of support systems for folks who may not be as familiar with the genre. And there is a free demo on Steam and itch.io for you to try if you do want to give it a shot and see if it's up your alley. Songbird Symphony released on July 25th on PS4, itch.io, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. A short hike, the extra mile. Take in the peaceful scenery of Hawk Peak Provincial Park in a short hike. In this relaxing, pace-it-your-way game, your only goal is to make it to the summit, but what's the rush? There are lots of other folks to talk to, treasures to find, and places to explore while on the way. A Short Hike is a cozy game, there's no doubt about it, and this is the only game on the list that is not yet released, so keep an eye out for it. It will be out by July 30th, so next week, on Steam and itch.io. So these are the 10 games that I've been investigating, reading about, playing the demos of, playing the actual games of. What have you been playing? I really would love to know. I have a backlog of games that have been recommended to me. It's that, of course, every person who plays games has this, the backlog of games to try out. And there are a few what are they called? First impressions. There are a few first impressions and other videos that have been recently released, as well as are on the way, that are recommendations that you've all provided me. So know that I do my best to try and get to them. Even if I might not make a video, I do try to at least play all of the games that you recommend to me. So thank you so much for your suggestions. If you enjoy watching live streams, sometimes if I'm unable to make a video for a game, I do live stream it. So if you enjoy that, please check me out on twitch.tv/Kimchica. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, and it's just been such a blast. I absolutely love playing games and experiencing them with you all. So again, if you don't see a game that you've recommended here on video, it's perhaps because I've also done it in a live stream. So if you enjoy that, please do check it out and join us. It's a very lovely community, and it's been really great streaming these past few months especially. And finally, because this is the time we say all of the things, you can find me on Twitter at Kimchica25. It's the one place where I think I made myself an account with my Kimchica name, locked myself out 100%, 110%, and I had to make another name. So this is the one place where it's Kimchica25, and you can also follow me there for indie game news just in general, but I also tweet a lot about the work that I do at Rose City Games, things that I'm just really excited about in general, so I'm probably the most active on that platform, so if you hit me up on there. I will do my best to get back to you. And that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this foray into the games, just 10 of the games released this July. Again, there are so many games coming out every day. Please let me know if you think I've missed something that's just like absolutely amazing. And get ready for the most anticipated indie games of August coming out next week. So I'm really excited. There's some awesome games coming out in August that I really can't wait to tell you about. So be sure to turn on those notifications if you haven't to know when that video goes live. And I will see you next time. Bye!